going to be using the Sveltus bands. These are Sveltus bands here. They've got numbers on them, and each of the numbers is a different pocket. So you can do a variety of exercises with them. If you don't have a Sveltus band, you can use any resistance band or TheraBand, and you can even use an old pair of tights. So don't get bogged down in the equipment, but this is just some fun things that you can do if you've got one of these at home or a resistance band at home. You can order them online from Amazon, or you can get in touch with me and I can get hold of them for you. I've got some in stock. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of the exercises that we were doing in our last Pilates class, and the first one that I'm going to do is using loops 3 and 5. I'm going to stick them around my feet, and I'm going to lie onto my back. Although this is a Pilates move, I'm not going to teach it as such because I don't want to go through all of the technique that you'd be expected to have. If you come to a Pilates class regularly, then you know what to do. But if not, just make sure that you keep your back strong and you don't let it arch off the mat. So you could come into imprint, you could press it onto the mat, but don't let it arch up. Keep it either steady or pressed down. If you get any strain in the lower back, you would stop this move completely. Okay, so from here, lying on the back, we're going to lift the legs up. Inhale here, and then exhale to stretch one leg away. Inhale to bring it back, and exhale to stretch the other leg away. We're going to keep going here all the time. I'm focused on maintaining this stillness through the spine, so I'm not going to let it arch up. And I'm going to show you now what it would look like if it did arch, just so that you can see the difference. So I'm raising my hands just so you get a good view of the back, and if it arches, this happens. So we want to be here, not here, and that's what I want you to look for. You'll find that the pubic bone and the hip bones will remain level when you're in neutral, and that's pretty much what we want with this move. So we're extending the leg away and bringing it back, extend away and bring it back. We're going to do 2 more to each leg, and then we're going to add a little bit of a progression. But before we do that, I'm going to show you a much bigger progression that you can add for the whole of this move. So if you want to, you can bring your hands behind you, raise up, and you can do the whole move from here. You could even take it one step further, raise up, and do it from here, balancing in a yoga boat position. So we're going to go back down to our base move. We're going to take the leg out, and now we're going to abduct the leg. That means to take it away from the body. We inhale to bring it back, and we exhale to abduct it again. So this leg stays completely still. I could be balancing jelly beans all the way down through that shin, but this leg comes out to the side. Now because I'm keeping my hips steady, I don't roll over towards the side. I can bring my hands up high here. So there's no leaning on one shoulder, everything stays nice and stable. I'm going to do 2 more now. I hope you're doing it with me. And now we're going to do the same on the other side. So I bring the right leg back, extend the left leg out, and I abduct. So again, you can have a pair of tights wrapped around your feet, or you can use a TheraBand for this too. You could do any of these moves in those raised positions that I showed you earlier if you want to make them more challenging. But I'm just showing you the easier versions. I wouldn't say they're easy. I'm going to do 2 more. And the last one. And I'm going to relax. Bring the legs down and roll back up. I'm going to take the band off my feet now and come into a different position. So I'm going to take the number 8 loop and put it around my top leg here. Lying out on my side, I'm going to use the number 2 loop because I'm 5'4", I'm not very tall, so the number 2 loop's pretty good for me. If I get tired, I'll change it to the 1 for this one. I'm going to lengthen my arm out along the floor, but I'm lowering the shoulder down so the shoulder blades are stacked. With this bottom leg, I'm going to take it out a little bit in front of me just now, but I'll be playing around with that to show you some progressions. With this top arm, I'm going to sweep it all the way above the head. Now this purple band is 15 kilos of resistance, so if I'm pushing at the maximum extension, that's 15 kilos that I'm pushing into here with my hand and my leg. I'm going to inhale to prepare, and as I exhale, I'm going to raise this leg up high into the air. I inhale to lower, and I exhale to raise. I'm keeping the hands lengthened and extended, and the arm is running along the side of my ear. So the band itself runs all the way down through the side of my body. If I were to get this move wrong, I would probably start to bring the leg forward, and then we would find the band coming forward. So if the band is running it down through your shoulder and hip and knee, then you can be pretty sure you've got this move right and that heel staying in line with your hip. I'm going to do 3 more, and 2. And now I'm going to take this into a big V-shaped move. So I'm going to raise it up. I'm going to catch it on my elbow here as I tap it forward, raise the leg up again, and tap it back behind. And take it forward. When I come onto the other side, I'll show you some progressions. And then the next time you do this move, you can go straight to those progressions if you want to. Inhale to raise, and exhale to lower. I'm keeping the hip nice and still, so I don't want to be letting that hip move forward or back. It could almost be skewered into the floor. And underneath the waistline, I'm keeping a slight lift. I don't want to press the waist in towards the mat because I'm holding the tummy in tight to keep the balance. There's no balance going through this bottom arm, and I'm trying to reduce the balance on this bottom leg. I'm going to do 1 more. I'll come back one last time. Now I'm going to take this leg up to hip height and hold it here. I'll lengthen this arm out. Inhale to prepare, and exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Oh, I've got that breath pattern wrong. I want to exhale as you push the arm above the head, and inhale to return. Now as I do this, I'm keeping that shoulder blade down low away from the ear, so I'm not creating any tension through the neck. All of the work is being done through the side of the torso here. Inhale to raise, and exhale to lengthen. I'll do 3 more, and 2. The last one here. And then I'm going to take this arm up high and hold it up towards the sky. Inhale to raise the top leg, and exhale to lower. Inhale to raise, and exhale to lower. I'm still keeping the waistline lifted. I'm trying to keep that shoulder down, but this is starting to get really tough for me. So I'm working hard to pull the tummy in tight and relax through the neck. So I'm going to do 3 more. 3, and 2, and 1. Now I'm going to show you some progressions before I move on to the other side. So we started off here, and you can progress by taking this leg so that it's level with the other leg instead of being out in front. That's going to make you feel a little bit more wobbly. If you want to progress a little further, you can even raise that bottom leg from the floor. So these moves would look like this: the raise and lower with the leg extended. And if you wanted to raise this bottom leg, that raise and lower gets a little trickier still to keep those hips stacked and balanced. I'm going to turn around and do this same set of moves on the other side so you can follow with me. The number 8 loop goes over the foot, and I'm using the number 2 loop here for my hands. I'm lengthened along the floor. I've taken that front leg out slightly and extended that top leg in line with the hip. I bring the hand above the head. I'm just going to bring them together and drop these shoulders down. Inhale to raise, and exhale to lower. I'm keeping that heel in line with the hip all the time so that the band follows the line of my body. There's a gap under my waist all the time because I'm keeping the evenness through the hips and through the shoulders, and that means that my natural waist is lifted from the mat. 2 more. I'm going to take this into the upside down V shape again, so I need to just catch it on my elbow, bring it up, and take that heel back behind. I'm making a nice big range of movement here. I'm not getting too bogged down with the range of movement. I want to make sure that I use the band to help lift the leg up higher. As long as that waistline stays lifted, I'm happy with that technique. There's no strain through the back, and the tummy's working hard to keep me in position. So I'm exhaling to lower and inhaling to raise. those arms lengthened. I'm going to do one more here, all the way back, up and forward. I'm going to bring this leg back level with the hip now, extend this arm away, I inhale to raise the arm, and I exhale to take it back above the head. So this leg stays completely still now, it's anchoring the end of the band, and as I raise and lower this arm, actually the area that I'm working most of all is down through the side of the body here. It's working both ways. It's working as I take the hand above the head and as I bring it back to the sky. I need to keep the shoulder low away from the ear here, because if you start to tire and you lose the strength through the stomach or the side of the body, you're going to start hunkering up through the neck and it's going to be dangerous. So make sure that head stays lengthened and those shoulders stay low. I'm going to take this hand up high now. This is the real toughie. Inhale to raise and exhale to lower. So I have to stabilize this hand against the 15 kilos of pressure that I'm adding by pulling that resistance band away from me with my leg. But at the same time, I've got to be lifting and lowering that leg. And it's starting to get a little bit heavy after all of this. So I'm going to do 4 more. And 3. And 2. And the last one here. We've got one more move to do after this one. So we can relax. And for this final move, we're going to use loops 4 and 5. If you're using a TheraBand, you would just hold on to either end of the band and loop it around your feet. Oh, I'll come round this way so you've got a better shot. Okay, so we're going to do rollbacks. Just organise myself so I look a bit better. Rollbacks here, using the bands, a great opportunity to really work on mobilising through the spine and pulling these tummy muscles in tight. We'll start off sitting up tall. Inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, tilt through the pelvis and let yourself roll back down towards the floor. We're going to roll vertebra by vertebra down to the mat and then relax. We inhale here, exhale to bring the head up, look towards the toes and let each vertebra lift from the floor one by one. Now you might be able to do this move without the band, and that's brilliant. You can do that, that's a great exercise. But the benefit of the band is that any tricky areas that you find you just rush over or don't really spend the time on, you've got the control to really focus on here. So when you come back up, you work on finding those really tricky areas and make these tummy muscles work hard. We inhale to prepare, we exhale to roll down. We inhale here and we exhale to roll back up again. Now we want this to be really smooth, and sometimes I make my classes buzz like a bee just to make sure that they're smooth. So when they come up, they go. And if they've got a nice, smooth, happy bee, then I know that their upwards movement is nice and smooth too. If they come up like this, then I know that they've been pushing past and using momentum to get them over that tricky area where the lower back lifts from the floor. So check whether your bee is happy. You can always tell me in the comments section. Exhale to raise. Inhale here and exhale to lower. A lot of the time when you're doing Pilates, you'll roll up and you'll take a lovely restorative forward lean here. I haven't been doing this because I'm not really calling this Pilates. I just wanted to show you this roll down move because it's a goodie. So I'm going to do 2 more here. And one last one. Okay, so if you've never seen this toy before, it's great fun. We've got loads of other things that we can do with it, and you can always pick them up at the shops, or like I say, just try it with a pair of tights. It's going to do exactly the same thing. Enjoy good health. Bye.